Hello everyone and welcome back to RDW Week 2. We are now 3 weeks away from our first RDW pay-per-view, RDW Judgment Day. Whereas next week we'll be figuring out who the number one contenders for the RDW World title and Intercontinental title next week. But right now, we're having some great tag team action between the two, or four best friends I should say, between Shaihee and Jokester, and Latino Magic and T-Dogg. T-Dogg was able to contact us, signing a new contract and returning to RDW full-time. This ought to be a good bout between these four men. Shaihee and Jokester are coming out right now. Shaihee had a very impressive win against El Buff Potato, whereas Jokester, he had an impressive bout against the likes of Morticious, but Morticious was able to get the upper hand and win that matchup. Hopefully that this bout will give Jokester his first win in the Simulation League, and it will continue Shaihee's dominance in RDW. We also have a surprise for you folks coming up in the next few weeks, but that announcement will be made on RDW Judgment Day. But as of right now, we will focus more on this great tag team action between these four best friends. Latino Magic, coming off of a great win in his triple threat bout between Krieger Margin and PX90. Giving PX90 his first ever loss in RDW ever. PX90 would probably argue with the fact that it was a multi-man matchup, and we all know that PX90 is not a big fan of multi-man matches, but the match will still count. And Latino Magic was able to give PX90 his very first loss in RDW. But tonight, he'll focus more on this tag team action with his partner, T-Dogg. We also know that that win last week put Latino Magic a lot closer to a shot at the world title, maybe even Intercontinental title. We will have to wait and see next week to see where those records stand and see who is up for contention for those titles. And here comes that wonderful display that Latino Magic gives us every time with the great fireworks show and all that fun jazz. And here we have the returning T-Dogg. Currently, as of right now, he is the only man in RDW who has an undefeated streak, since his very last match in RDW was his very first match in RDW, winning the RDW Survival Championship right before the league went under for 2 years. But it's great to see him back in action, and quite frankly, in the second ever RDW tag team match. As you can see, T-Dogg idolizes his favorite wrestler, The Rock. And we're hoping that the 2-year hiatus didn't put any rust into his wrestling ability. And hopefully, with him idolizing The Rock and mimicking some of The Rock's wrestling ability into his own moveset, hopefully that will help him out even more to continue his winning streak in RDW. It is really great to see all four of these men in action tonight, starting off the second week of RDW. This is going to be a very exciting bout tonight. And as you saw during the entrances of all four of these men, we will be posting RDW's Simulation League records with their nameplates. Their live action record will not count against their Simulation League, as those records will be kept separate as we go on for the next few weeks, determining who will be the number one contender for all the titles in RDW. And you can see T-Dogg soaking in the welcoming crowd as they give him a standing ovation for his return after his impressive debut in the survival match he had 2 years ago. But now he must focus on this tag team action against Jokester and Shaihee. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the opening match for RDW Week 2. And all four men just collide into each other, trying to get the upper hand, but they are so close to each other, they cannot get the first move in. Oh, an arm drag by Latino Magic. And T-Dogg getting some nice punches to Jokester here. It still looks like they're getting too close to each other again, and Shaihee with an unorthodox-like slam, tucking his head under the leg of Latino Magic and just flipping him, slamming him onto the ground. Shaihee's always had these very unique and unorthodox-like slamming maneuvers, showing his strength and everything. And T-Dogg with some shoulder thrusts into the gut in the corner of T-Dogg there. Getting some offense against Jokester there. Oh, a nice clothesline and a nice forearm, both by Shaihee and Jokester getting on top of the matchup here. Shaihee throwing Latino to the outside. As Jokester and T-Dogg battle on the inside here. We have a gator roll headlock maneuver here by Jokester, followed by a crossface. As Shaihee and Jokester trade blows outside the ring with a nice wrestling takedown by Shaihee there. Ooh, we got a pin attempt by Jokester. Only gets a 1 count on T-Dogg. Match continues as Shaihee just slams Latino Magic head first onto the ground and get a reverse DDT by T-Dogg in the ring. Latino with a nice STO there and a neck slam there by T-Dogg, and Latino doing some twerking over there in the corner outside and doing a nice standing moonsault and another backflip right there, showing his nice agility. And Shaihee just trading blows with Latino Magic, slamming him face first onto the ramp. They're pushing their action straight up the ramp here as Jokester and T-Dogg keep it in the ring. And Latino slamming Shaihee right into the ground, and a nice DDT by T-Dogg. And T-Dogg must be setting up for something. What could that be? As we're waiting for the setup on that, it was a nice headlock headstand by Latino, showing that great upper body strength. Oh, that leg sweep pinning combination, but again, Jokester does it too close to the ropes, and T-Dogg was able to get the rope break. That was a big problem that Jokester had last week. He'd always get a good pinning combination, but it'd always be too close to the ropes. Shaihee, what's he about to do here? Dropping Latino Magic face first into the steps, doing some damage to the head. And Jokester just slamming T-Dogg back first onto the mat. And Latino Magic taking the action back in the ring with Shaihee dropping an elbow right into the face of Shaihee there. Now all 4 men are back in the ring in this great tag team bout. A spine buster by Latino Magic there, showing that surprising strength. There's a lot of members in this league. They're quite on the smaller side, but a lot of them have some great strength behind them. Well, we got a nice side leg lock there by Latino Magic there, but will Shaihee tap out? He's in that hole for quite some time. But looks like Shaihee gets to the ropes and Latino's forced to break the hold. And Latino doing that schoolboy sit-up powerbomb on Shaihee. And Jokester slamming T-Dogg's face on the LED apron there, causing some damage. And oh, we got a head scissors by Latino Magic. Will Shaihee tap out? And oh, he does tap out. Jokester was not able to get to the ring in time. And Latino Magic and T-Dogg get the win in this bout. What a nice, quick tag team matchup we had to start off RDW. Here we have some action between Jokester and T-Dogg battling out in the ring. Not gonna lie though, there was some great action outside of the ring between Shaihee and Latino Magic. We see another nice DDT there by T-Dogg. With all of that offense by Jokester and Shaihee, they were not able to pick up the win. I think this is what they messed up right here. Jokester had T-Dogg pinned, but T-Dogg had his hand on the rope, breaking up the pin, keeping the match going. But no shame for any 4 of these superstars. All 4 of them did very well in this tag team bout. T-Dogg keeping his win streak alive, and Latino Magic keeping the fire going after that great triple threat matchup he had last week. We hope you enjoyed this tag team match opening RDW, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the action coming up right after this.